heart of the Arabian desert more than 1400 years ago. A world covered in darkness, injustice, and idol worship waited desperately for light. And in the sacred city of Makkah, in the year 570 CE, that light was born, the final messenger of Allah, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. He was born to Amina, a noble woman of Quraysh, while his father Abdullah had passed away before his birth. The newborn child was named Muhammad, the praised one. Even as an infant, he was surrounded by signs of blessing and purity. Arabian society at that time was filled with tribal conflicts, oppression of the weak, and spiritual emptiness. But the arrival of this blessed child marked the beginning of a new chapter for humanity, following the tradition of the Arabs. The baby Muhammad was entrusted to the care of Halima Saadia, a noble woman from the desert. From the moment Halima took the child into her arms, her home was filled with blessings. Her animals became healthier, her land more fertile, and her family more prosperous. Everyone around her knew this child was unlike any other. One day, while young Muhammad was playing with other children, an extraordinary event took place. The opening of his chest, Shaqus Sadr. Angels came, purified his heart, and filled it with guidance and light. Out of concern, Halima returned him to his mother, Amina. After Amina's passing, he was raised by his loving grandfather Abdul Muttalib, and later by his kind uncle Abu Talib. As he grew older, the people of Makkah noticed something special about him. He spoke the truth, kept every promise, helped the weak, and cared for the poor. He never lied, never cheated, and never engaged in the immoral practices of society. The people began calling him Al-Amin, the trustworthy. In his youth, he worked as a shepherd, guiding sheep through the valleys of Makkah. This taught him patience, humility, and deep reflection. Later, he became a merchant known for honesty and fairness. His beautiful character caught the attention of a noble and respected woman, Khadija bint Khuwaylid, may Allah be pleased with her. Khadija sent him on a trade journey, and her servant Seerah observed his honesty, his kindness, and the miracles that surrounded him. Impressed and inspired, Khadija herself proposed marriage. Muhammad accepted, and their marriage became one of the most loving, loyal, and supportive relationships in history. She was his comfort, his companion, and the first to believe in his mission. As years passed, Muhammad would retreat to the Cave of Hira, searching for truth in a world filled with falsehood. At the age of 40, during one of these nights of reflection, something incredible happened. The angel Jibril descended and commanded him, "Iqra, read." Shaken and overwhelmed, Muhammad rushed home, trembling with fear. Khadija wrapped him in a cloak and reassured him gently, "Allah will never disgrace you. You are kind to the poor, you help the needy, you support the weak. Allah is with you." Revelation continued, and with it began the mission of prophethood. The early Muslims were a small, humble group: Abu Bakr, Ali, Khadija, Zayd, and others. But as their numbers grew, so did the anger of the Quraysh. They mocked the Prophet, tortured the weak, and oppressed anyone who followed the message of Islam. Slaves like Bilal were dragged through the deserts, families were torn apart, and believers were beaten brutally. Yet the Prophet remained patient, compassionate, and firm in faith. The Muslims were pushed into a harsh boycott, forced to live in a narrow valley with little food or water for 3 long years. Hunger, sickness, and suffering filled the air. Then came the most painful time of his life, the year of grief. He lost his beloved wife, Khadija, the comfort of his heart, and his loyal protector, Abu Talib. With their loss, the streets of Makkah became even more hostile. But during this sadness, Allah blessed him with a miracle: the night journey, Isra and Miraj. In a single night, he traveled from Makkah to Jerusalem and then ascended through the heavens. He met the prophets, saw the wonders of paradise, and witnessed the realities of hell. It was during this journey that Allah gifted the Ummah with 5 daily prayers, a blessing for every believer. As persecution increased, Allah commanded the Muslims to migrate to Yathrib, soon to be known as Medina. The Prophet made his journey with Abu Bakr, hiding in the cave of Thor while their enemies searched desperately for them. But Allah protected his messenger. When he finally entered Medina, the city erupted with joy, singing, Tala al-Badru alayna. In Medina, the Prophet established the first Islamic state, built upon justice, freedom, mercy, and unity. But the Quraysh continued their hostility. The Muslims defended themselves in the battles of Badr, Uhud, and Khandaq. Through victory and loss, the Prophet showed unmatched leadership, compassion, and patience. Then came the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, a moment of deep wisdom. Though it seemed unfair, the Prophet accepted it for the sake of peace. Not long after, when the Quraysh violated the treaty, the Prophet marched toward Makkah with a powerful army, yet he did not enter with pride or revenge. He lowered his head in humility and forgave everyone. Even his worst enemies were pardoned. Hearts softened and people accepted Islam in great numbers. Soon after, he performed the farewell pilgrimage and delivered a timeless sermon, reminding humanity of equality, justice, kindness to women, the sanctity of life, and the importance of holding firmly to the Quran and his teachings. Not long after returning to Medina, he fell ill. Surrounded by his family, resting his blessed head in the lap of Aisha, he looked toward the heavens and spoke his final words. O Allah, the highest companion. And with that, the messenger of mercy returned to his Lord. His mission was complete. His message lives on. His example continues to guide hearts across the world. This was the life of Prophet Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him, a life of truth, patience, mercy, and unmatched character. May his light forever illuminate our hearts.